And within the internal order, there is one scenario, the internal order settlement to AUC. But
Correct.
I had to finish the fixed asset configuration. I could not complete because many issues cropping, and particularly on the ledger front and parallel currency front. So lot of issues, I don't know where the problem is.
Mhm.
So lot of issues, I could not complete that part. So see, once I have the configuration in place, definitely we will do, because we have few other topics also to discuss, such as write up all those stuff, right? So
Right, right.
fixed asset. So yeah, probably we can take all of them in one go,
Sure.
and we will see. But the problem is with the system is very bad actually.
Mhm.
So somewhere something is going on. Okay, ultimately what we will have to do in that case is, when you go here in the settlement profile, we have one thing called allocation structure. So in the allocation structure, we will have to maintain, we will have to mention, fixed asset as the receiver object. That's
Mhm.
the main thing that we will have to do. And ultimately that will take you to that place. Okay, here in the settlement, you will have to select the relevant fixed asset has to be selected, and at the time of creating internal order in the settlement rule, we will have to enter the relevant AUC asset. That is important. Okay, so since we don't have that here, we cannot proceed further. And on the negatives thing that you told me, right? So
Yes.
so it was allowing, but the negative values were allowing, right, earlier, but it did not
Right,
happen recent, right?
right, right.
So I think maybe some problem on the transaction side. Otherwise, you just do one thing: go to AS02 of the relevant asset,
Mhm.
then go to depreciation areas, double click on the depreciation area, any depreciation area, right? When
Mhm.
you double click, you will get one more window. There you have an option called negative values allowed. Probably that may be the reason.
No, I think that I've already checked that, it has been check marked on that.
Okay, so if that
Yeah.
is a case, then I think I would say some issue on the transaction side,
Okay.
because it was happening earlier and did not happen recently, and the
Correct.
master data is also perfect. So I would say that there is some issue on the transaction itself.
Okay.
We will see, we will try to do this,
Okay.
because I may have some time. These days I'm not at all getting
Sure.
any time, lot of work at
Sure.
office also.
I know. I know. Yeah.
Okay, so that's about the internal order thing. Okay, so
Sure.
let's jump on to the profit center accounting.
Okay.
Now, when you see over here, I'll post a transaction. Let me post a transaction F-02 2003 2019 as is 2000 and USD. I'm selecting 4 lakhs and posting an amount of 1250. I'm taking some cost center. Okay, I have 2000 cost center. Let me just check the cost center master data. SC16 and CSKS is a cost center master table. As controlling area is 1248. How many cost centers? We have got only 2 cost centers. Okay, with company code, right? We will have
Yes.
to select with company code. Company code is 2000. With the 2000, I think we have got only 2. right? So these are the two cost centers, and this cost center is linked to 1000 profit center, and this cost center is linked to 2000 profit center. Now, one important thing in that case is when you have the same profit center, you will never have any profit center document number. But in a transaction, if you have two different profit centers coming in picture, then
Mm.
we should have a profit center document as well.
Okay.
So yeah, this is not mandatory. This is not mandatory. I mean, activation of the profit center actual is not a mandatory. These days, no one is activating this because it is unnecessary creating one more document, and it saves some, it occupies some space in the database, right? So
Mhm.
because of that, no one is, is going for this activation. Okay, so now what I will do, I'm posting a transaction. Let us say first 2000 I will take, in the other transaction I'll take 2000 profit center. Okay, 50 I will enter bank account. So normally what happens is, whatever the cost center we have assigned over here, to this cost center there is a profit center, and the same profit center will get derived over here, right? It will come up directly here.
Yes.
So normally that is the process, but sometimes if we enter a different profit center, then we need to have a profit center document number also. Okay, but here we don't get invalid date. Okay, let me select. Okay, fine. So I'm just saving. This is the document number. I'm going into document to display. I have this document number. Going into environment, document environment, accounting documents. If you see over here, we can find only accounting document and controlling document. We don't have profit center document because we have not activated profit center accounting at all. The activation of profit center accounting is optional from ECC. Prior to ECC, it used to be mandatory, but from ECC, particularly from EHP kind of the systems, we don't have this. We don't have. We have an option to create, to activate or not to activate. It is just an optional. It is not a mandatory. Okay, so in the case of mandatory, I mean, if at all you want to activate your profit center accounting, what kind of configuration that is required, that we will see now. Because we have done this profit center accounting thing very early days, so let us recap the entire thing. In the basic settings, go into basic settings, set controlling area. Our controlling area is 1248, selected the same thing. And in the controlling area settings, maintain controlling area setting. Path for this is IMG, controlling profit center accounting, basic settings, controlling area settings, maintain controlling area settings, just execute. Okay, we have activated this from 2018. And this was our standard hierarchy. So standard hierarchy is compulsory because we, in order to have our profit center master in place, we require the hierarchy. So just for that purpose, we came here and we have activated this. It does not mean that profit center is active. It is just a basic setting. This is compulsory. This setting is compulsory. We have done this setting. And this standard hierarchy can be used while creating the profit center master. Okay, let me show you the profit center master. Okay, I'll show you the path, accounting, controlling, profit center accounting, master data. Here you have standard hierarchy, but whereas we create our profit center over here, individual processing, KE53. If I select 1000 over here, we can see profit center group. This is what our hierarchy. If you want within this hierarchy, we can create multiple profit center groups, and within that profit center group, we can create multiple profit centers. In order to have that in place, we will require to go here in the standard hierarchy. If you see over here, KCH5 and change. Path for this is easy access, accounting, controlling, profit center accounting, master data, standard hierarchy, and change KCH5N. Here we can see the same hierarchy. And under that we have got two profit centers. If you want to create some groups under this, you can create. So keep your cursor over here. This is similar to that of our cost center. Just select here, create. You can create at a lower level. This lower level, this is going to be your profit center group. Within that profit center group, you can have your profit centers. So how do you do in that case? As soon as we create a profit center group, and at the time of creating the profit center, we will assign this group so that you can see the hierarchy clearly. It is similar to that of cost center. There is no change in that. Okay, but I've just created only one hierarchy. Within that, I'm creating multiple profit centers.
Nanda, can I ask you one question?
Yes,
Okay, Nanda, what my question is, like you said, that if we don't activate the profit center, I mean, if we, so if let's assume if we don't, activate the profit center, we still get the financial statement based on profit center or not?
we will get, but it is not going to be the absolute information.
Okay.
Of course, we will have, the profit center based only, but the point here is you may not get some adjustment transactions. You may not have those things in that, the financial statements.
Okay, so not in details financial statement.
Correct. You cannot able to see the details of such transactions.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So now, so this is the only activity that we have done. Then this is where we will be activating our profit center accounting. Set control parameters for actual data. This is what basically we will be using for activating profit center accounting. Path for this is IMG, controlling, profit center accounting, basic data, controlling area settings, activate direct postings, set control parameters for actual data, just execute. We don't have anything here. Go to new entries, keep the year from which do you want to activate. If you say locked, it will be locked. Line item. If you want to see your line item level, you can see. Online transfer. If at all you have any transactions coming from the other modules, you can get them activated. You can have the profit center in all of them. Okay, so I've just activated the profit center from 2018 saving. Has not been maintained completely. You can only enter control parameters for actual if the following dummy profit center, standard hierarchy, currency type. So dummy profit center is required. So I don't think we have dummy profit center. So that's the main thing. So once you have done your maintain controlling area settings, dummy profit center creation is again one of the important activity. Okay, so you can create your dummy profit center using this. Create a dummy profit center. Path for this is IMG controlling profit center accounting, master data, profit center, create a dummy profit center, just execute. Double click on create dummy profit center. I will just say dummy, press enter. Select basic data. I will say dummy profit center. Now here, select the relevant profit center group. That's it. Activating it for all company codes. Okay. Going back to basic data, save it. Okay. Right. We have got the dummy profit center now. Now let's go back to basic settings and set control parameters for actual data. Again, just execute new entries from 2018 and online line items online transfer. Save it now. Fine. Data was saved. Now, once you activate this, you need to have the number range also. Now, this is for plan versions, maintain plan versions. If at all you want a planning as well from the profit center side, we can select, but we are not using this plan versions. If at all you want to consider, you can consider. Okay, right. So maintain plan versions. Path for this is IMG controlling profit center accounting, basic settings, controlling area settings, activate direct postings, plan versions, maintain plan versions, just execute. We have already have one plan versions called 0. We have already activated for our controlling area. This is already activated for our controlling area. Now we need to activate it for profit center accounting. So select our version 0. 0 can be used for both planning and actual. It's a standard version 0. Select the same thing. Double click on settings for profit center accounting. Okay, just go to new entries. And here we will be activating planning from 2018. I'll say online transfer, line items, exchange rate. If at all you have any, the foreign currency transaction, which exchange rate type do you want to consider? So normally in the case of planning, we consider P. Variant for transfer pricing, there is a different concept called transfer pricing. Profit center, basically we will activate if at all we need transfer pricing, we require a transfer pricing. This is a value date to consider for exchange rate. So we are not putting any date because the latest rate, we want to consider the latest rate. Just to save. Back. That's it. Then analyze settings, update settings, activate average balance ledger. Not sure about this. Balance carry forward. Allow balances to be carried forward. So we require the balances of balance sheet should be carried forward. Okay. So here we are activating the same thing. Allow balances to be carried forward. Path for this is IMG controlling profit center accounting, basic settings, balance carry forward. Allow balances to be carried forward. Just execute. Carry forward allowed. Select the same thing. Just execute. Indicator was set. That's it. Back. And of course, we have already maintained the returned earnings account. Just execute here. We can see our returned earnings account. This is, I think this is our indicator, 2,20,000, I think. We can see that. This is the one. I think, yeah, our chart of accounts is 1248 only, I think, right? So to this is the one, 2,20,000. We can check the same thing in FS00. You will have the same GL account. We have already activated this. Next we have is, I think we don't require any document numbers for actual documents. I'm not sure about that. Let us post a transaction. We will see. Now I'll post a similar transaction considering two different profit center. Then we will see whether we are going to have a profit center document. So F-02, FB50 is not working here. So we have to use F-02 only, 4 lakhs, and put the amount 3,250 something. I'll enter 2,000 here. For 2,000, the profit center is 1,000, and I will enter 2,000 profit center here.
Nanda, can you do that? Don't you get, error because, that according to the derivations rules, the profit center has been assigned to the cost center, right? So whatever
Correct.
cost center you use, so automatically
The
that
same will,
profit center.
yeah, that is based on the document splitting. That happens.
Okay.
But why I'm saying is, when you have two profit centers in a document, you need to have a profit center document. I'm showing you
Okay.
that part.
I see. I see. Okay.
Okay, so now go to document, simulate it, and save. Now we need to have the profit center document number also. Let us see. Go to document display. You have this accounting document. Go to environment, document environment, accounting documents. You need to have, yes, see here,
Yes.
profit center document. If you have only one profit centers on both sides, you will not have profit center document number. I'll show you. Let me post another transaction without a different profit center on the other line item. So I'll put 3,700, take cost center. Now I'm not taking any profit center. So you will get a profit center based on the other line item with the help of document splitting. Save it, go to document, display. If you go to environment, document environment, accounting documents, oh, still you're getting profit center document. I think we should not get,
Yeah.
maybe maybe in the latest versions this is so, I'm not sure, but we should not get. If you see over here,
Mm-hmm.
let me select cost center, then profit center. You have profit center 1,000 only. Now in the general ledger view, you can see the same. Why this is not get, oh sorry, here this is the cost center, right? So profit center is being derived.
Right.
So this is happening due to the document splitting. But according to my knowledge, when you have the same profit center on both sides, you should not have the profit center document. But here we are getting the same thing. I will check once. I don't remember because we are not activating this at all these days. You will find very few clients having the activation of the profit center accounting. Okay, that is about basically the profit center accounting. Now within the profit center accounting, we have again assessment. We do have assessment. What for we use the assessment? As I said, transfer pricing. This is for assignments, assignment of C objects we don't do here. This is for all different objects, PP, process order, CO production orders, cost centers, internal orders, all those stuff. Right. Here, this is what basically the transfer price is. This is a different concept. Basically, the transfer pricing is when you are selling the stock within the company from one profit center to the other profit center. You need to remove the profit center, the portion of the profit, right? The actual cost of that particular product is 100, but we are selling it for $120. So $20 is the profit. This profit you are making out of the sales happening to the other plant or other profit center. So that is what the transfer pricing talks about. I don't know exactly because I did it very long back, but I mean I really don't have much. But let us see if possible we will discuss this as well. Next, actual postings. So here when you go here in the actual postings, you can see in the period end you have distribution assessment. How do you use this distribution assessment? It's the same. In the case of cost center, we have used distribution and assessment. What for we use the cost center distribution and assessment to move the values from one cost center to the other cost center. Similarly, the profit center assessment and distribution work in the same way. Whereas the distribution does not require any secondary cost element, but assessment requires the secondary cost element. Ultimately, it is going to be the same. There is no change between cost center and profit center. So let us discuss the distribution or something assignment. So let us discuss assignment, define assignment. Profit center assessment. Profit center assessment. Path for this is IMG controlling profit center accounting, actual postings, period and closing, define assessment. So this assessment requires assessment cost elements. Those are the secondary cost elements created using the cost element category as 42. Okay, of course, we have already created two assessment cost elements, so we can go ahead and use the same thing. Define assessment, execute. Create actual assessment, and here give some code to the cycle. So what I'll do, 2000 assessment. Starting date going to be 01/01/2019. Give a name, assessment cycle. Okay, you can take the date here. Iterative, as we discussed, the iterative is the same process, but iterative is not working. Let I will check that part also. And cumulative balances if you want, And if you want to consider, you can consider balance sheet accounts as well. Whereas in the cost center, we can consider only the cost elements. But here we can consider balance sheet accounts also. If you select it, you can select. Then transaction currency, if you want actual quantities also to be considered, you can select them. Give our controlling area is 1248, our company code is 2000. Okay, that's it. Now attach segment. So attach segment, here we will be selecting attachment here. So what we are saying, segment name. I'll put some name to the segment. I'm just saying a segment. And here we will be selecting the assessment cost element. So we have created two assessment cost elements earlier. We can go ahead and use the same thing. The posted amount, 100% actual, then receiver rule, the same. There is no change at all. Instead of considering cost center, here we are considering profit centers. So profit center of the particular company code, and if you want, you can define the relevant accounts as well. So sender profit center, receiver profit center. So we have got only two profit centers. I'll say 1000 over here. I will say 2000 company code. I think company code is mandatory. Let us see. Let us see without considering that. And here we will say 1000 to 2000. You can create a set also. Group. Presenter. Yeah. Version is required. Version I will say 0. Oh, company code is not required. That's fine. I think profit center is also of course required. So let's go ahead without entering the profit center, company code, right? Receiver tracing factor. So just enter what is the portion that you want to consider. Just say. So if you don't enter the company code, maybe this profit center activated to multiple company codes, and system will pick up the entire amount spreading across different company codes. It picks up the entire amount and will consider here in the assessment. Will
Yeah,
consider here in the assessment.
yeah, that was my next questions to you, but you answered it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it will consider everything
Right,
because the profit center can be activated to multiple company codes,
correct.
right? So all will be considered.
Yes, because you can assign, like one to many relationship, right? One
Correct,
controlling
correct.
area can be assigned. Okay.
Yes. So not this one. So if I say 1000 profit center, it is activated to multiple company codes. So whatever the amount posted in this profit center in these two company codes, the entire will be picked up. Okay, so now we have completed our configuration. Let us go and post the transaction. Period and closing here, yeah, assessment. 3KE5. Path for this is easy access, accounting, controlling, profit center accounting, actual postings, period and closing, 3KE5 assessment. Just select that and enter the period, document type. Let us say SA because this is purely the finance document. We are going to get a finance document. Because of that, it is expecting a document type. So test run detailed list, Let us select the cycle. Since we have got only one, we got that automatically. Now just execute correct document type. Okay, so this is going to be your doc document type. So yeah, I think we get it somewhere here. Okay, so I'm just selecting AO. We can figure out that. I see somewhere, but let us see. We can figure this out. Okay, errors. We got some errors. Document number range not found for AO. So let us go to the configuration. For AO, we require a document number range. Yeah, basic settings, actuals, we can have it here only. Okay, maintain document type, we can see over here, right? Okay, so document maintain document types. Path for this is IMG controlling profit center accounting, actual postings, basic settings for actuals, maintain document type. Similarly, we can have for planning also. Just execute. You have AO, right? AO. I think this can be a document number group. Let's see. Okay, now define number ranges for local documents. Path is the same thing, just execute. Here you can see a range number. Ours is 2000. No intervals maintained. So what you do, just go here, change groups. Here you can find AO. Select the same thing, or if you want to create your group, you can first create a group, number range group. Just create a group, number range group, select our company code and profit center number range for assessment, actual assessment. So I will say 01 and I will say all nines. It applies for every year and I will say all nines. Just to save. Okay, save the changes. Now select here AO, select this assignment and double click on 01. What do we have here? 01. Just double click here on the 01 2000. Yeah, we got the number range, same number range assigned. We have got the same number range assigned. Save it back. Okay, so this AO has a number range, right? So that is assigned. Now let's go back and execute this assessment cycle. Exit. I'm again executing now. So now on executing, yeah, without errors, if you double click on that, you can see all the details, how this is happening and all. Okay. You can see the basis of apportionment, 60% and 40%. So that is what the amount is. Okay. So now we will see the first one. 1 second, just a second. Okay, let us see what is the amount there in that particular profit center. So go here, we have a report for profit center line item. So accounting, controlling, profit center accounting, information systems, reports for profit center accounting, line item report, KE5Z, profit center actual line items. Now select the relevant profit center, controlling area, company code, posting period, fiscal year, and profit center. Select 1000, just execute. You can see 6,950 is the total amount. This is in USD because you've got only two document numbers, right? 32503700. So total is 6,900. And how is this happening? Calculator. So 6950 into 60%, 4170, and the balance is the other one. 4170, yeah, 41702780. That's how the distribution is happening. Go back and execute in the real mode. You can see a document number on that. So I'm just removing the test run, execute. So you got a document number 1, and once you double click here on this, you can see the amount posted. If you go back to see your report, then you can find out that. So I'm selecting both the profit centers, execute. You can see the amounts. So until here you can see, so 1000 here. Let me select profit center and subtotal it. So here 41702780. This is what basically the assessment, profit center assessment. Any questions?
No, Nanda, this is the very good. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all I think from the profit center perspective. Then we can continue COPA from tomorrow.
And Nanda,
Mhm,
like suppose, if we can go with the derivations rule, right? And
mhm,
if you wanted to select now in one, let's say example, cost center A, the profit center as A has been assigned. But
mhm,
at the same time, if we are using the same cost center, but we wanted to use the different cost center, I mean, a profit center,
mhm.
how can we do that? Like
I mean,
we,
see, when you are considering on the debit side, if you take a cost center A, cost center A has profit center A, but
right,
you want to consider cost center A, but profit center B you want to consider on the
correct.
same line item.
Exactly.
No,
Yes.
that is not possible.
That is not possible.
That
Oh.
is not possible. That creates a lot of I mean, basically, if you see the logically, if you think about logically, cost center will be here. How can you have the amount in different profit center?
Hmm. No, what I mean to say, like, can we just simply use the substitutions or
No, no, no,
the
we cannot do that. Substitution, of course you can do it, but it
with the,
gives you wrong, the reports.
okay.
I don't think, because I've never worked on the on
Because,
this kind of substitution, no, but not
but,
sure
but
about.
like,
But the problem is the reports will show wrong figures. I mean,
okay.
profit center shows value, but you will not see the same thing to the corresponding profit center. You can see in different profit center, right? We can change it. We can make the substitution to change the profit center, but
Hmm.
that is not the right approach, I feel.
I see. Okay. So it is advisable, right?
It is
Just
not
only,
advisable.
but otherwise, oh, okay. So other thing is that, that you simply don't assign profit center, you don't give default profit center, when you're creating the cost center.
Correct. So when you are creating the cost center, the
Don't give the
profit
profit
center
center.
will be there, and you can assign the profit center field over there.
Yeah, you can assign,
Uh-huh.
but if you don't want to, that is for a default, right? But if you don't
Mm,
want to use default and you wanted to leave your option open, to use different
mm,
profit centers, so that time,
mm,
you don't, assign the profit center into the cost center,
okay.
isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. Sometime, that they wanted to use in a different profit center for a different cost element.
Sorry.
Sometimes the company wanted to use in a different profit center for a different cost element. If the cost element is this and the cost center is this, then use this profit center.
That's what I'm saying. The derivation can be done, but typically that is not the right approach.
Okay. So just
Typically, that is not the right approach to consider.
so it's better to just stick with the default profit center. Whatever you assigned into cost
Correct,
center,
correct,
just
correct,
okay. Just stick with the derivation rule. That's it.
correct, correct.
Oh, I see.
Standard derivation. So from
Right.
cost center, we will get the profit center. So that is
Correct.
what the standard derivation.
Right. 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 Oh, okay.
So that is the reason why only when you are giving multiple CO objects, system will consider only one CO object as a real object.
Yes.
If you enter internal order WBS element or something, it will
Right.
consider only one as a real object, and whatever the profit center associated with that, that will be considered.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's
Got it.
only the reason. Okay, fine.
Thank you, Nanda.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
And
Thank you.
tomorrow we have class?
Yes, yes, we do have.
Okay, because Thursday usually that you work late in the.
No, these days, a lot of work. So
Mhm.
I will definitely come. If not possible, then definitely I will. What do you call? I'll
Drop a
pass on
message.
the message. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. That'd be great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye.